Hello, budget friends. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa, and in this video, we're going to be going over my December budget. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. Before I jump right in, I want to give a big shout out to everybody that have subscribed to my channel. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys for, watching the videos, commenting, liking. Thank you for subscribing. So without further ado, let's go over the December numbers. Every month I give myself a phrase or a word to focus on. And for the month of December, I am going to give myself grace. So the focus for this month is to give yourself grace. So you guys, it may not be the best situation. Ours isn't. We are mostly in the red. We come in over budget or finances, or it's tough. You guys, it's very tough, but we're trying to keep our heads above water. We're trying to work it out, and so far so good. So let's jump on in. So total rollover coming from November is $200. I'm hoping to bring in total paychecks, which is my paychecks for the month, is going to total $4,714.64. I'm going to be bringing in $1,310 or SSI. I'll be usually transfers $1,000 in twice per month, so that's $2,000. I'm not expecting any more income for the rest of the month, so we're going to be working with $8,214.74. Now, as you could see, the fixed bills, rent is $2,500. My electric this month is going to be low because there is still a little bit of credit that's left over from overpaying. I am on the balance or budget billing. So there was a little bit that was left over last month, the month of November. I didn't have anything to pay because they owed me basically. So this month, my bill is $40. Heating oil, I'm not budgeting anything. I just paid to have oil delivered in the month of November. And propane, I'm not looking to pay anything because I did the same for this month also. And I'm sorry if you can hear, my daughter is playing in her room and she's a bit noisy. Absent subscriptions for this month is going to be $125. Renters insurance, this is my off month. So next month of January, we'll be paying again. My internet for this month, the month of December, is going to be $114. That's what I'm budgeting. It's usually around that much. My cell phone's $294. Now, this looks like a lot, but we're paying for two on installment and an Apple Watch on installment, but there is a total of 5 phones on the plan. So total fixed expenses for the month of December, we're budgeting $3,073. Let's move down to the debt section. My ECSI, I'm budgeting $40. On Main Financial, I'm budgeting $600. Lending Club, I'm budgeting $1,059.22. That's going to total $1,699.22. Now for credit cards, I only have a few to pay, and you've seen a few of my videos. I use credit cards to supplement my income, so even though these numbers are here, I don't believe, except for the $67 for Mattress Firm, I don't think I'll be paying anything minimum payments because I do use these cards to cover bills, and that usually satisfies the monthly payment. But let's just talk about what those monthly payments are. For my Discover card is $173. Mattress Firm is $67. My Capital One number one card is $382. Famous Footwear, I don't owe anything, but on Carter's, there is a small balance on there, and the minimum payment is usually $25. And my Apple card is usually also $25. The rest of them, they're all at zero, so I don't owe anything on them, so I don't have a minimum payment. So total for the credit cards that I'm budgeting for the month of December is $672. My auto loan in the transportation section is next for $939.23. That's my minimum payment. My car insurance is roughly $240 per month. Tolls and parking, I don't think I have to pay anything this month. Gas, I'm budgeting $100 for total. Transportation, $1,279.23. So let's move on to the personal section. I'm budgeting only $50 in the section this month, and I have personal spending, budget supplies, hair and grooming, pedicures, clothes, and shoes. That $50, even though I only have it in the personal spending, it's gonna have to be distributed if in case I need it anywhere else in this section. Okay, my variable spending, groceries, I'm budgeting $600 for the month. Household goods, I'm gonna budget $50 for the month, and eating out is $50. That's a total of $700 for my variable spending that I'm budgeting for the month. Credit card interest, I don't know what that's gonna be. I'm not budgeting anything. In the kids section, the babysitter is gonna be a 5 week or 5 Fridays in the month of December. I usually pay her on a Friday. So it's going to total $1,100 for the month. Child support, I'm going to be sending over $526 to my daughter. And for my son, $70 haircut for a total of $1,696 even. In the savings and sinking fund section, I'm budgeting $50 for my emergency fund, $20 for my kids fund, and $25 for my personal fund. That's a total of $95 in the savings and sinking fund section. That's a total expenses of $9,264.45. And the income that I'm thinking to bring in, it's $8,214.74. And that's a difference. I'm gonna be in the red, $1,049.79. So like I have mentioned before, that's $672 up here in my credit card section, $672. I'm hoping that I can use the bills that like my car insurance I pay on a credit card, so it will be able to satisfy a monthly payment. So I'm hoping, from that $1,000, $672 won't be necessary. Okay. So you guys, like I said, it looks rough, but this is what I'm hoping to do for December. I'm hoping to, be able to bring in some money. Hopefully, somebody will send us some Christmas money this year. I'm not counting on it, but we'll see what happens. So, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to jump into the weeks. I do have them already pre forecast. So, as you can see in week one, my rollover from the previous month, the month of November, I'm hoping to do $200. My income for this week, which I should say is going to be ranging from December 1st to the 9th. I'm going to try to keep each month, even though the month is starting on a Friday and I'm budgeting from Sunday to Saturday, I'm always going to keep the months together, or separate, put it that way. So I'm hoping to bring in $2,357.32. Hubby's going to send over that $1,000. That's a total of $3,557.32 in income. So on the first, my rent is due. I won't be able to pay it because there's so many other things. I'm going to utilize that grace period that we have. I think I may even be late this month. We're going to see how we can work it out. So I'm going to put $1,250 towards it. So that is half of it. The babysitter needs to be paid for $220. My electric is $40. The babysitter is going to be paid again because, like I said, I'm starting this month's budget, or the week is starting on a Friday. I usually start on a Sunday, but there's only 2 days in December in that week. So the babysitter falls 2 times on this week's budget. YNAB for $16.28 on the 8th. Child support for $263. I'm hoping to get my son's haircut for $35, and my Peloton subscription for $44 is due in that first week. That's a total of $2,088.28. From the income, it's going to leave me $1,469.04. Now in the deck section that week, I'm gonna be splitting it up a little bit different this time around. ECSI, I'm gonna be paying $40, even though it's saying half of the car loan. It's actually a third. because I'm going to try to split it up. So I'm going to be paying $314. I am going to be paying half of my one main for $300 and then half of my lending club for $530. That's a total debt payment of $1,184 even. That's only going to leave me $285.04. And into the variable section, I'm budgeting $150 for groceries, $50 for gas, $25 for eating out, $10 for the personal, and $25 for household. That's a total of $260, and it's going to leave me $25.04. We go down into the savings and sinking fund section. It's $25 to the emergency fund, $20 to the kids fund, and $15 to the personal fund for a total of $60. And that's actually going to push me over into the red for $34.96. I think I'm going to have to rearrange a few things. So out of the $3,557.32, when I budgeted everything out, fixed expenses, debt payments, variables, sinking funds, it's going to put me in the red. But like I mentioned in the December budget section, there are some things that can be paid by credit card. So, for instance, my son's haircut can be paid by credit card. My Peloton subscription can be paid by credit card. And then eventually, down the line, I'll be able to put the monies back on the credit cards or pay that bill. Okay, rolling into week two, I look like I'm going to be in the red. So let's take a look. So this is week two, and week two is going to be going from December 10th to the 16th, which is a Sunday to a Saturday. The only income I'm going to be bringing in is my SSI income for $1,300.10. I do have to pay my Google subscription for $2.16 on the 12th. My car insurance is due on the 13th for $240. Renter's insurance, this is my off month, but the babysitter rolls around again for $220. That's a total of $462.16. That's going to leave me $837.94. So there are four debts that's going to be due in this week. I have my Discover card due on the 12th for $163, the Mattress Firm for $67 due on the 14th, and Capital One number one due on the 16th for $382. And then I'm going to also try to pay another third of my auto loan for $314. Now things are going to be a little bit different because if I am able to match a bill to one of my credit cards or maybe even both credit cards, then I'll be able to eliminate the minimum payment. So even though there's a total of $936 in debt payments, it may not work out that way. But as of what the budget is looking at like right now, I am in the red for $98.06. So if we move up to the variable section, because of that, I have cut down my groceries to just $150 and the personal for $15. Like I've been saying, these are things that can be paid for with a credit card. So this is going to be able to help me out in that section. So total owed or total in the red is going to be $263.06. So because of that, there's nothing going to the savings or sinking fund section. So that's going to be what will be carried over into the next week, which is week three. So into week three, I didn't put anything in the rollover amount, and I'm not even going to put the negative number because I'm going to see if I can offset that, like with bills that I can use my credit cards to pay. But this is going to be a pay week, and this budget week is ranging from December 17th to the 22nd. My payday is going to be on the 22nd. My income is going to be $2,357.32. Nothing's going to change unless there is overtime, of course. Hubby's is going to be $1,000 to be transferred in to our bill account. So now on the 19th, my iCloud is due for $2.99. The babysitter is going to be due for her regular $220 for the week. Since it is a pay week, I have to send money for my daughter for $263. Netflix is going to come out. I do have $22.99 here. This is how I have it written down. I know it's going to be higher. I should just budget with it, but you know what? Let's change it. $24.97. That's what it was last month. And I'm going to put the second half of my rent. I I'm going to hope to do this a little bit sooner than the 23rd because I want to be able to pay my rent earlier, but I know for sure this month I'm going to be late. So the total fixed bills and expenses is $1,760.96. That's leaving me with $1,596.36. So now down to the debt section again, and it is a pay week, so another third of my auto loan is coming out for $314. The second half of the one main is going to come out for $300, and the second half of the Lending Club loan is going to come out for $530. That's a total of $1,144 even, and that's going to leave me a remainder of $452.36. And this is the first week that I'm not in the red. That's kind of crazy, but I'll take it. So let's move up to the variable section. I'm going to be budgeting $150 for groceries, $50 for gas, $25 for eating out, $10 in the personal, and $25 in the household section. That's for a total variable expenses of $260, and that still leaves me with $192.36. Positive. Yeah, I'm going to say it again. Positive. Okay, so let's move down to the savings and sinking fund section. Emergency fund, I'm sending over the $25 remaining. Kids fund, there's nothing going this paycheck. And the personal fund, there's $10 going over for a total of $35 in the savings section. And here we go again. We're still positive for $157.36. And that's going to be the leftover to move into week 4. So here we go. Let's take a look what week 4 has to offer. So, okay, week 4. Week 4 is ranging from Christmas Eve, December 24th, to New Year's Eve, which is December 31st. I am not expecting any income other than what I believe will be rolling over from week 3 of $159.34. And that's what we're going to have to work with. It's not going to be enough, because let's face it, I'm surprised we were in the positive in week 3, but we are bill heavy at the end of the month. So on the 26th, SiriusXM, for some reason, I always cannot say this. It sounds like a tongue twister, but it really isn't. So on the 26th, SiriusXM is due for $7.27. The babysitter is going to get paid again for $220. My cell phone is due for $294, and I'm hoping this number will go down. Somehow I'm going back up. I'm trending up and nothing has changed. So I'm going to watch it. My internet bill is going to be due for $114. Amazon Prime is due for $16.28, and my son is going to be due for another haircut because it's going to be the second. This is going to be 2 weeks. So total bills and expenses that I'm expecting to go out this week is $686.55. Now, before I even talk about what's going to be in the red, because we all know, and if you were paying attention and you did hear, I was only coming into this week with $159.34. And I'm going to be going paying bills of $686. Yeah, that's not going to work. But SiriusXM, my cell phone, internet, Amazon Prime, and haircuts can all go on a credit card. So let's see. That's a negative of $527.21. So we'll see. My Apple Card is the only debt that is due for $25 at the end of the month. And that's a total debt payment of $25, which pushed me up to negative $552.21. Over in the variable section, here we go again with our $150 for groceries and $15 for personal. So that's a total now of $165, but I am in the negative for $717.21. Emergent for the savings and sinking fund section, I am not budgeting anything because we don't have any more money left. And I'm laughing because it is tough, but instead of being sad and instead of curling up into a ball and hide in a corner or stay in my room, I'm here. I'm documenting it. And to be honest, being here on YouTube is making me so much more aware of my situation because not only am I writing the numbers down, I'm typing them in, I'm typing them into the spreadsheet, and then I'm also speaking it out loud. And then after that, I go ahead and I edit the videos and I hear it again. So, I'm hearing these things and it making it so much more, you know, so much more of a reality for me. So even though I'm laughing, I'm hoping I'm not offending anybody. And most people have commented before and they're sympathetic, but I dug myself into this hole and I didn't do it overnight. So I can't dig myself out overnight. It's going to be a process, and I do just have to trust the process and get through it. Okay, so, let me get off, let me get down now with the testimony. So, what we're working with is just income of $159.34. And the bills, fixed bills and expenses, the debts, and the variable expenses, it's going to push me into the red for $717.21. Now, like I tell you guys, it's tough. This storm is storming. Life is lifing. And we just have to trust the process. And like my mantra is for the beginning of and for the whole month of December on a whole is to give myself grace. And then that's what I'm doing. I'm giving myself grace. I'm doing what I can. And what can't be done right now will have to be done at another time. So, you guys, if you're out there and you're struggling just like we are, and you can't see a way out, just trust and believe there's a light out there. Just believe it. You're going to have to walk by faith and not by sight. Okay? And you can come out. You can come out of it. So if you guys have lasted this long in the video, thank you so much for staying this long. Thank you so much for hanging around. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back to, hang out with me. If you're new, just go ahead and subscribe. Just come along for the journey. I appreciate you coming. Leave me a comment. Leave me a comment. Leave me a suggestion. Tell me what you would do in this situation. Do you guys have any plans for the month of December? Tell me what your plans are. Leave them in the comments. I would love to hear it. Maybe it's something that, can motivate me. I hope there is something in here that motivates somebody else. But I appreciate you guys. And like I say, it only gets better from here. Thanks for watching.